right, good afternoon, happy Tuesday. How is everyone doing out there? Thanks for tuning in. Elaine Proby here, CEO of PROBY'S Tax and Accounting, and tips from Elaine's desk. All right. So today we're going to have a very exciting conversation. I think I'm going to love this one because a lot of folks is doing this. We're talking about navigating tax implication for virtual events. This is a thing that has gotten very, very common, of course, especially during COVID. And it is now most businesses are operating doing virtual events online all the time. So it is very important to understand tax implication on virtual events. So I'm on. All right, sorry about that. What happens, technology, a call came through. I thought I was on airplane mode. That didn't happen, so it knocks the volume out. But everybody can hear me now, right? Yes, we're back. All right, see, that's what happened with technology. Somebody called, so we can't afford to have calls coming in when we're doing this. Let's start over. We're talking about navigating tax implication for virtual events. And thank you guys for hanging in there. Hit like and share on this video. Well, so the first point was the tax consideration and the fact that we are doing our events over multiple states. And I was saying that we need to make sure that we are concerned about the taxes and the local taxes and the state taxes in all those various states. So one of the most important information here is that you can be paying taxes in different states, right? Because you're all over the place. First, the other one is sales taxes. There's always sales. There's sales of merchandise. There's always sales of the materials that you're doing the event on. So there's always sales that takes place in these events. You got to be concerned about sales taxes. You know what I mean? So some states you don't have to pay sales taxes, others you do. So you got to be concerned about sales taxes. And the third point I was making there was the employee taxes. So sometimes you have employees that you hire from different states. Sometimes it's globally. There's people that's working globally for you. So you have to be concerned about payroll taxes in all those states for employees that is covering the entire state. So these are some of the taxes that you have to be concerned about. So tax consideration on virtual events, guys, don't think that, it's you have an event, that's fine. You make the money and you don't have to worry about taxes. There's so much more taxes. It's unique about how the taxes are implied because you are covering the entire states. And then, of course, your gross revenue, right, which is the income that you make from this. So income taxes is always based on the income that you make. So you're having a virtual event, people pay to come to this stuff. There is income, there's revenue there. Income taxes is what you have to pay on the income that you make. Right. So that's the first point today, guys. Tax consideration on virtual events. This is what we're talking about today. Hey, Rod, thanks for jumping in. Alerna Smith, thank you for jumping on here. All right. Joan said we are back. Pontiac, thank you for jumping in. Love the hearts. Thank you, babe. Yes. And Miss Lerna Smith is on here. You guys hit like and share on this video. All right. So let's get to our second point. This is if there's anything exciting about paying taxes is the deductions that you get to take so you don't pay as much taxes. So, of course, in virtual events, everything that you have to pay for, you can get to deduct before you pay taxes. So just like any other business, there are deductions that you can take. And especially in virtual events, you have more deductions related to marketing, advertising, because most of your expenses is going to be in marketing and advertising, because now you got to get this information out to the world. So you may be paying, let's say, someone that's going to be doing your Facebook pages, your Instagram pages, it's going to be putting this out there, all these people who may be managing this stuff. So you're going to be paying those folks. So all your marketing, you're going to be placing ads, you're going to do all this stuff within your platforms so that you can get people to come to your virtual events. So all those expenses are deductible. Then the computer, the software, the platform that you're using, there's various platforms to do these virtual events. And they all have different fees. Some of them are monthly fees. So you have to pay those platform fees, the hosting sites, all this stuff, which is great. This is all a deduction before you pay taxes, right? Consulting. So if you have someone that you have to consult with making sure that all this is right, someone that's regulating the whole event for you, that's a deduction. So like anything else, any other business, but these are going to be your major expenses. You get to deduct these expenses before you pay your taxes. So if there's any light to paying taxes, the fun part is making sure you deduct all of your expenses. All right. So The other part of this is you must keep good record like anything else, any other business. You do not want to be hit with an audit or something else. You do not have your expenses and all of the stuff that you spend money on. You must keep track of that. You have to have good bookkeeping record. Just like anything else, you want to make sure, because how are you going to know what your expenses are if you're not tracking this? Okay, so bookkeeping always, no matter what you're doing online, whether you're doing a brick and mortar store, whatever that is, keep track of all of your expenses so that you can take this deduction and not have to worry about it, right? So that's my second point. Very important, the deductions. All right, hit like and share on this video again, guys. Make sure everybody get this. Risha, Utah, Smith, thank you for jumping on. Good afternoon. Good afternoon. And Rod, I'm not sure if I say how you doing, bro, but thanks for jumping on here. And let's move into a third point. The third point again is tax compliance. So I know a lot of us, there's so many people that's doing business online, right? Some people are doing these virtual events, and because of COVID, again, there's so much virtual events happening now. Before, we used to go to a hotel, we used to go to different places, we used to go to different venues, and we'll go to these events all over the place. People would get on airplanes, they would travel to these events, but now they make it easier. Most people are doing these online events. So again, staying tax compliant, and because it is so complex, because it's over so many states and even internationally, this is not something that you want to do yourself. So the best advice I have for you is to hire a professional. I recommend you get some expert that is good at taxes, that understand this process, and not you trying to do it yourself. This will give you peace of mind. This will make sure you stay in compliance. This is definitely going to set you up so that you can withstand any audit, whether it's a federal audit, whether it's an audit from the state, any one of this stuff, because in this digital era, it is very important that you make sure that you are tied into an expert who understands this process. I wouldn't attempt to do this myself unless you're really versed at these taxes and all this other good stuff. If not, get yourself an expert that is good at this. And the last thing you want to do is have an audit, be penalized, have all type of tax implication because you have not done things right. And then what happens? All the money you make, you got to pay back in taxes. This is exactly what we're not trying to do here. All right, so that's the third point today, staying in tax compliance, and definitely get an expert to help you with that. So let me go back and recap these 3 points. Navigating tax implication on virtual events, which again, in today's landscape, this is what's happening. I mean, it's out there, you guys. Every time you turn on something, you get on social media, whatever it is, you're constantly getting stuff for virtual events. Okay, so let's recap. I love your hearts learner. You guys hit like and share on this video, okay? Hi, mom. Hey, daughter. Thank you for being on here, okay? First one is the tax consideration. When you're hosting a virtual event, there's different types of taxes that you have to think about: the sales taxes, the payroll taxes, the income taxes in all the states, and then definitely income taxes to the federal government on the income that you make on these virtual events, right? And of course, if you're selling materials, if you're selling any type of merchandise, sales taxes, and it varies according to the state. And then they also want to know what your home state is. This is very important to know. So that's the first point, tax consideration. The second one is the deductions, my favorite. You get to write up everything that has something to do with this stuff, especially marketing, advertising, technology. This is it, because if you're virtual, there's a lot of technology involved: computer, software, hosting sites, all this good stuff. So you must deduct all those things, all the consultation fee, legal fee, everything you deduct, so that you pay as least as possible in taxes, right? Keep your records, make sure that everything is accurate so you can take that deduction. And the third point is staying in compliance, meaning that stuff has to be kept up on a regular basis. Some taxes have to be paid on a quarterly basis, taxes annual basis. So staying in compliance is making sure that you have all of your paperwork in order, all of your taxes are being paid in a timely manner, and that making sure that you understand this process, or get an expert. Get an expert that will help you to stay in compliance with your taxes all across the border and across the nation. Because a lot of us, when you do stuff virtually, listen, the world gets it too, right? So you can get sales and make money all over the world. So you have to stay in compliance. Get an expert that knows the stuff, keep you out of trouble, give you peace of mind, and making sure that your business thrive in this landscape of technology. This is digital landscape. That's what it's called. All right. So that's the third point today, guys. Hit like and share on this video. So that brings me to the workshop. Brings me to the workshop. You guys, bring me to the workshop that we're having on March. This is March the 7th. This workshop is going to be so important. I'm going to make sure that you guys get all the information. We're going to talk about how you stay in business. And she says, what, join me live every Thursday? Or join me live for the webinar. It's a webinar. See, we're going to do a webinar. This also is going to be one of those virtual events because it's going to be across all states. So this is what we're talking about right here. So I'm going to be having one of those on March the 7th. So a lot of these rules, of course, apply to me. So for more information, goes to elainesdesk.com. We'll have everything on there for you to be able to sign up for this workshop. So, so that's going to be very important. And then, of course, if you guys want to have any consultation with me, and I keep emphasizing this because I know a lot of stuff is a little complex, especially when it comes to taxes. A lot of people are an expert at what they do. They could go out and they can make money, but then the whole bottom line is taxes are, is a factor that we cannot get by. So if you guys want a free consultation, go to PROBY'S.com. There's a calendar there. You can put yourself on calendar, but get a 50-minute free consultation. I'll be happy to talk to you. Or go to the call the office at 323-290-9034. They'll put you on calendar if you have any problems there. And again, it's tax season. If you haven't done your taxes, call PROBY'S Tax and Accounting. We have a lot of qualified professionals there that can assist you with the process as well. And if you're not going to get those taxes done on time, make sure you get an extension so you don't pay any unnecessary penalty. All right. So that's my spiel for today. We'll be back here on Thursday. What are we talking about on Thursday? She says on Thursday, February the 15th, discover why you owe. I'm going to love this. Discover why you would owe taxes with multiple source of income. Guys, you don't want to miss this. This is super important. A lot of people owe taxes with multiple sources of income. They don't know why. They're always confused. I get these calls every single day. So make sure that you invite all your friends to tune in, and you're going to find out why you owe taxes with multiple sources of income. We're going to talk about that on Thursday. All right. So with that said, I want you guys to have a wonderful rest of your Tuesday afternoon, and I will see you guys back here on Thursday. And with that said, take care of each other and take care of yourself. Thanks for watching. Bye-bye.